In this video, we are going to build Flipbox with two different techniques. First one is without event delegation and the second one is with event delegation. Now you must be thinking, what is Flipbox? So Flipbox contains 12 boxes, and when you click on any of the boxes, it will display the number, and after 5 seconds it will disappear. So let's go ahead and start building it. So I'll refresh the page here, and here if we click on it, nothing happens. So let's start working on it. So first thing we are doing is selecting all the li element inside first class of ul. You must be thinking, what is that? So ul has a class of first. Inside that we have 12 li's, and each li makes a box like this. So we have selected all the boxes. The reason we have selected all the boxes because right now we are using without event delegation. So in without event delegation, you add event to all these boxes. So we have selected 12 boxes. Now we need to add individual event listener on all of these boxes. To do that, we'll just say first boxes, and querySelectorAll here returns a node list. So node list is similar to array, but it's not exactly an array. So here we'll get a box, and what we need to do is to add an event listener on box.addEventListener. So we want to add an event listener of type click. So whenever click happens on the box, you have to run this function. And here we'll just go ahead and say console.log test. If we refresh it, click on any of the box, you can see the message test multiple times. Let's make it a bit useful. So add event listener gives us access to an event object, and here we can say event.target to look at the target where event happened. If we are clicking on any of the box, we can see the target is individual li element. Now think about what we need to do. As soon as you click on any of the box, you have to put 1 in the inner HTML or any other number. So the way to show the number is like when you put 1 and refresh this page, you'll see this one here. But now we have to do it dynamically. So we'll remove it from here. This is our event.target. We have to add 1 as an inner text of it. So we'll say event.target.innerText is equal to 1 for now. Let's see if it works or not. So click on this 1, click on this 1. So here we are not having a dynamic number. So we'll make it dynamic. Just let's wait for a while. Now we'll try to make it disappear after 5 seconds. So how can you make it disappear? So you will have to make it empty in order to make it disappear. But you don't have to do it right away. You have to do it after 5 seconds. And the way to do that is to put it inside setTimeout. The time will be 5000 milliseconds and we can move it in. Let's refresh it. Click on any of the box. You'll see 1, and after 5 seconds it should disappear as it does here. So now let's just try to think about how we can make it dynamic in terms of number 1, 2, 3 going on to 12. So the simplest way I can see it here is like how I can do it is forEach gives us the element. Along with that, it also gives us index. But one important thing to notice is index always starts from 0, but here we want to start it from 1. So why not instead of 1 say index plus 1. Refresh it here, click on it, we have 1, click on it 2, 3, after 5 seconds 1 should disappear. Same is the case with 2 and 3. Keep going on, and after 5 seconds it should disappear. So this is what we wanted, and so we did it without using event delegation because we are adding event on all of these boxes individually using for loop here. Now let's move on to understand how we can do the same thing, but here we have to do it with event delegation. So one thing to notice about event delegation is when you're using event delegation, rather than adding event on all these 12 boxes, you just have to add it to the parent, that is ul element, that we can see it here. So this is the ul element. Instead of adding event listener 12 times, we are just adding it once. Why we are doing that? Because of the nature of event. What is the nature of event? So nature of event is it bubbles out to the parent. Say for example, event happens here, it will bubble out to parent. So it will bubble out to ul. Similarly, if it happens here, it will bubble out to ul. So you'll see that all these events happening at individual element can be handled when you are just adding event listener once at UL. So let's see how we can do that. So here we have created a variable named second box that is selecting using querySelector and the class named second. So class second is the UL element. This is the parent element. So we need to add event listener on second box. So we'll say second box dot add event listener. We are listening of type click, and when that happens, you have to call this function. We'll get access to event object, and here we can just say console.log event.target just to see the target. Now when you click on any of the boxes, you will see this is the first box, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. And one extra thing I have done is I have added a data hyphen text with different numbers. And the reason I have done that is because if you don't have this part here, it will be hard to differentiate between this box and this box. And whenever you want to add custom data, you use data attributes. That's why we are using data hyphen, and this is the name of attribute I want to access or add. So I've added this data extra so I can use this data to display the number here. Now let's see how we can access that data. So to access that data, we can say let text is equal to event.target, that is a li element. Inside your li element, there will be a property known as dataset. So dataset will contain all the data attributes. Here we are looking for text. Now instead of logging event.target, we'll log text. And let's see if we get the right value. So here we can see on the first box we are getting 1, second I'm getting 2, and last one is 12. All I have to do is a similar thing that we did it here. I'll just copy this whole thing from here and paste it here. So we'll say event.target.innerText. Here we don't have to use any trick of index or something. We'll directly say text. And after 5 seconds, you just have to change it to empty. Click on it, second, third, and it will disappear after 5 seconds, one after another. And you can see that is working. So one important thing to notice is like here, when we were using event delegation, we use data attributes to pass some extra information so we can use it in our UI or to display that in our boxes. So there are multiple ways of thinking about the same problem. This is how I thought, like you will get multiple way of thinking, making the same thing. So in this way, we have completed this exercise by completing this app without event delegation and with event delegation.